Hi, I'm William Sheckle from the Chambers Rescue Channel, and today I want to walk you through the Chambers Model BZ. The Model BZ was only made for 1 year. All of them were produced in 1948 and sold until the Model C was announced in 1950. Still, it gets a lot of attention in the Chambers community, mostly because of the video that was posted on TikTok in February or March of 2022 by Green Hills Farm down in Cornelia, Georgia. Lisa Amos, who runs the farm, posted about her Model BZ in her kitchen, and it released a tidal wave of interest in the model. So I want to show you what makes it so special and sets it apart from all the other Model Bs. Now, just like the Model B, the BZ came with what the Green Hills Farm called a mother-in-law cover, which I love that name. But when we lift it up, we immediately notice that the top is smooth, as opposed to the Model B, which had ridges, just like the Model A. And I talked about them in the Model B walkthrough, so if you haven't watched that, you should watch this. It's kind of a companion piece to this video. The other thing that you notice right away as being different is the pilot cover, which we otherwise only see on the Model C. Now, this is great as a little extra warmer. It's a very efficient pilot in that it's not heating up the entire top, it's just heating up this and diffusing its heat. I can tell you from personal experience, it's the perfect place to make garlic butter. You can just put a bulb of garlic and a bunch of butter in a little pot right here, let it steep all day. It is so good, but don't ask about my cholesterol level. The other thing that's different is the burner grate. Now, they call these the super speed grate for increased efficiency. And if you look at the Model B grate, you can see it is definitely different. Whether or not it's actually more efficient, it was certainly more efficient for them to make these as opposed to the B, because the B, of course, had 3 different styles. They had the simmer ring, the tea kettle grate, and the speed grate. And now they just have one. So it is certainly more efficient for them. Whether it's actually more efficient for home use, I am a little skeptical. Now, the other difference between the B and the BZ when it comes to just the whole burner area is the fact that all the BZ drip rings are a shallow style. Again, back to my Model B walkthrough, the B had shallow and deep, and it was supposed to have a whole different level of performance for the different types of fuels. It's more theory than practice in our modern age and our modern delivery systems. But in 1948, they simplified production and your life and just said, okay, everything's fine with the same type of burner for every burner. We don't need the little chimneys for anything, and we're only going with the shallow drip ring. The one big difference that you read about in pretty much every discussion of the Model BZ is the broiler. The BZ broiler introduced this heat shield, which reflects heat from the burner back down onto the sizzle platter and diffuses it a little bit as it approaches the griddle, so you get more even griddle use and more efficient broiler use. They even changed the size of the orifice cap. So if you're looking to change the fuel type of your stove from propane to natural gas or vice versa, the BZ for the broiler alone has a different size than the Model B does, so you need to get the manual and get the right piece for that orifice cap to convert, all in the name of efficiency. They also dialed back how high the flame for the broiler burner should be. As opposed to 3/4 of an inch for the Model B broiler, it's only 1/4 of an inch for the BZ, again reflecting the efficiency that the heat shield offered them. The other changes between the B and the BZ are here in the oven. They more than doubled the width of this hole in the baffle where you light the oven burner. It was to make it easier to light, to make sure that the oven burner caught flame. And they also introduced this badge, which was just a tiny little tab on the B and the A. But on the BZ, it's a little bigger to fully block that hole when the door is closed. And it says light here, in case you didn't know that that's where you need to light the oven burner. One other difference that you'll see in all Bs made after 1947, so the 15B and the BZ, is this thermostat knob. Prior to 1947, that was either chrome and red enamel or chrome, red enamel, and black enamel. In 1947, they changed the thermostat that they used, and that came with a new dial, which looks like this one right here. Now, in the Model B video, I said that in 1948, all of them read Chambers, and in 1947, they said Robert Shaw. Well, I said, if you find an example where I'm wrong, let me know, and I'm wrong. So this is absolutely the original dial, and it says Robert Shaw on it. That basically shows that they started using the dials that said Chambers as soon as they got them. That seems to have been in 1948, but in 1948 they were definitely still using the Robert Shaw dial. So that white plastic dial is an indicator that you either have a 1947B or a 1948 BZ. Now, with regard to options, the B and the BZ offered this high or Silverlight backsplash that has a timer in the center, polished steel shelf brackets, either glass or aluminum shelf inserts, and of course the lights on either side. If you didn't get the high backsplash on the BZ, you would just have a little curved fin in the back that was also available on the B. And while the BZ is almost always seen with a chrome top, it was also available with a black enamel top and a matching black pilot cover. In 1947, Chambers introduced the color red to their stove. So if you have a red stove, it could either be a B or a BZ. But in 1948, they also introduced this original green and buttercup yellow, both of which we would see on the Model C just a few years later. With regard to setup, the Model BZ is exactly like the Model B. There are no differences in the mechanics of this stove. The thermal well's the same, the pilots are the same. How you adjust the pilots and the burners is exactly the same. So if you're curious about that, please watch the Model B video that I've referenced a few times today, because that will really guide you through step by step how to make sure everything is working exactly the way it should. Otherwise, if I missed anything, if you have any questions, please leave a comment below and I'll be sure to address it. Otherwise, thanks, and I'll see you next time on the Chambers Rescue Channel.